Jay, Agalis A. Second Chief Beaver, Speaker Lowe, Second Speaker Huff, Representative of the National Council, our honorable tribal judges, and to our fellow Muscogee Creek citizen. It is my great honor to stand before you today as Principal Chief. I am happy to report to you that the state of our nation is strong and getting stronger every day. We have over 94,000 Muscogee Creek citizens, and our citizenship office at 2 locations are working diligently to process the flood of applications that are arriving daily. There's never been a better time to be Muscogee Creek. Our permanent fund investment total $533,507,000 as of December 31st, 2021, which reflects an increase of $55,645,000 over the prior year amount. I want to remind you that we make quarterly reports with detailed analysis from all of our departments and programs available on our website under the Documents section. I encourage all citizens to visit each quarter and review our progress and make notes on any questions or suggestions you may have. In our daily operation here at Tribal Headquarters, we strive to make decisions and operate through our core values of tradition, integrity, dignity, and excellence. Through those values, our number one goal, our paramount vision, is to make the best possible decision for our people, for our communities, and for our future. Today we are faced with the realization that after nearly 2 years we are still at war with perhaps the greatest challenge the nation has faced in our most recent history, the COVID-19 pandemic. This virus is still here and still requiring every level of diligence on our part to ensure that we are keeping our citizens, our employees, and our neighbors safe. With a rising number of cases and positivity rates from the holiday and winter seasons, we have remained in daily contact with our Department of Health on best mitigation practices. Several departments at the nation have returned to staggered schedules, and we have made many of our in-person services by appointment only. We have increased demand for infusion treatment and testing due to the COVID spike. And we have been pleased at the response and performance of our new Council Oak Comprehensive Healthcare Facility, the former Cancer Treatment Center of America. Council Oak has been a boost for healthcare in the city of Tulsa, and we have provided over 3,000 monoclonal antibody infusion treatments to the public since opening just a few months ago. These treatments greatly reduce the risk of hospitalization from the COVID infection. In October, Blue Cross Blue Shields of Oklahoma partnered with us for a $25,000 donation, and Tulsa County Commissioners donated $500,000 to the infusion clinic, an affirmation that our partners are recognizing the contribution and the impact we are having. People want to do business with the Muscogee Creek Nation. We continue to push our vaccination efforts to our citizens and the general public, and they are available through the walk-in at all of our clinics and healthcare facilities throughout the reservation. We have been pleased this quarter to help these efforts by rolling out our vaccination incentive payment from the American Rescue Plan Act. We have launched a call center to assist with COVID testing, both scheduling and results. We are offering drive-through, no appointments needed testing at Council Oak, Okmulgee Medical Center, and the Okemah Community Hospital, and all are open to the public. In direct response to the pandemic, we have opened a post-COVID clinic at Council Oak comprised of specialists in stroke, infectious disease, and neurocare, and will provide a central point of care for patients who are in recovery. We have increased telehealth services allowing for easier access to care and treatment for citizens. The HIV and hepatitis specialty clinic is now open and operational at Council Oak, and we have a neuroscience center where our neurologists treat outpatient stroke prevention, outpatient headache, and general neurology. I'm so pleased to report to you that not only is our Department of Health responding to a global pandemic that continues to deplete staff and resources, but it is doing so effectively and while continuing to grow and expand our operations. We continue to make great strides in education. For our future, the Head Start programs were at 100% compliance this year and purchased 289 Chromebooks for the children. The 289 children of families represented in our program this year is an increase from 160 the previous years. Our Native Studies pilot project is slated to begin this year with 3 reservation high schools offering a class with units such as Muscogee history and life and American Indian removal, a Muscogee food unit, and the Nini Jadi warrior unit reviewing how Native people have played central roles in military service. We have school improvement state-funded projects being paid by 2 districts through state funding for school improvement initiatives. Over $90,000 have been set aside for the nation's ongoing school improvement efforts. We have been awarded the ACE Student Direct Service Grant. This is over $850,000 annually over the next 4 years and has now begun providing direct services to the students within reservation boundaries. To date, 201 students have received educational services through ACE. This academic year, higher education and scholarships have sent out 5,020 total awards. The department had a goal of 600 awarded by August, September, and ended up with 821 grants and scholarships by October 1st. Through the support and generosity of our donors, the Scholarship Foundation was able to provide over 76 scholarships in 2021. Reintegration also developed and implemented the Fiber Optic Lineman Program. This is an aerial construction class development to provide job training to our citizens, other federally recognized tribes, as well as non-members of federally recognized tribes. 2 classes were completed during 2021. The 3rd class started during 2021 and will finish in early 2022. Perhaps no work that we've done is more important than preservation and advancement of our Muscogee and Yuchi language through our programs. In September, the Muscogee language program was awarded the first grant ever for language revitalization from the American Rescue Plan Emergency Native Language Fund. This 3-year grant totaled $82,609. A few weeks later, after receiving the first grant, the program was awarded a second grant through the ANA Native Language Preservation and Maintenance Fund. This grant totaled $128,118, with a 20% match from the appropriated budget. The grant allowed the program to hire a project coordinator and 2 additional instructors to teach within the JOM affiliated schools. We have revitalized our Cultural Education Resource Council with regularly scheduled meetings throughout this coming year. This council will provide guidance and support for culturally responsive educator and students resource and will guide new work in cultural art and community education. Short and long-term projects include Muscogee Arts Fellowship Community Programming and an established Muscogee Immersion School. This administration has made its priority to expand and evolve the way we look at economic opportunities on our reservation. And we have some great key examples of ways in which we are doing that. This year we opened the doors of the much anticipated Loop Square Meat Company. Our state-of-the-art USDA inspected meat processing facility has capabilities for processing beef, pork, and exotics, while also featuring a dry aging process room, a smoker room for cooked products, and a test kitchen for recipes and finishing. The Loop Square also boasts a retail space with all of the best cuts as well as regular groceries and meal prep items. Our facility has only had the retail space open a few weeks, but we've already served over 2,383 customers and have exceeded our projection in sales each week. This allows us to shore up areas in need of food sovereignty and food insecurity, while creating a revenue streamline along a busy highway. We will be commercial processing operations soon, and we are looking forward to the years of success we will have with this facility. This falls in line with our increased efforts to expand and grow our agribusiness opportunities on the reservation. Recently, we finalized our purchase of the Stevens Ranch in Muscogee County. This 5,600-acre property is one of the largest land acquisitions in recent tribal history, and we have already placed 160 heads of cattle on the ranch. We are also closing on property in the Tiger Mountain area, 1,300 acres, to be used for outdoor recreation and to expand our hunting and fishing capabilities. That brings our hunting and fishing capabilities on the reservation to about 45 to 5,000 acres. We watch along with a global audience as the authentic storytelling of Native life came on our television screens for the first time with the debut of the FX series Reservation Dogs. This show, featuring all Native cast, crew, and creative team, was completely shot here on the Muscogee Reservation. And we worked closely with the location scouting and production officials with FX to accommodate filming. We also hosted an incredible and advanced screening event at our Cove Theater at River Spirit Casino Resort that featured cast and crew and the announcement of the Sterling Harjo Scholarship donation from FX. The show was a massive success, garnering critical acclaim, a Golden Globe nomination, and has green light for a second season. This success has led to our nation pursuing future avenues in the film and television industry, and we are excited to continue towards these goals in 2022. We made milestones this year, becoming the first site in history to host the Miss USA and Miss Teen USA pageant on tribal land. For an entire week, we hosted the contestants at our Four Diamond Award-winning River Spirit Casino Resort here in Tulsa. The highlights was hosting Culture Night with demonstrations of both Muscogee and Yuchi language, storytelling, traditional practice, and a fashion show for the contestants that featured pieces from Native designers. This event drew incredible revenue to the Tulsa area for a week and was broadcasted to millions around the world. We will continue to be aggressive in attracting these types of events into commerce to the Muscogee Reservation. For years, the nation have needed a more streamlined processes for connecting the citizens with services that we provide. Our solution to this need was the development of the Camp House Portal online system. With any venture of this kind, we did expect delays and having to iron out a few wrinkles in the rollout of this system. But considering the quickness in getting it developed, the technology we were working with, and the scale of the programs we were running through it, we are pleased with its initial success. There were expected delays, glitches, and difficulties, but the Camp House Portal was developed for the long term. It was developed to be a seamless, user-friendly option to apply for these relief funds, but will continue as an online connection between citizens and the multitude of services options we provide. Citizens will be able to apply for programs, check their application status, and update personal information all online and without the need for a visit or call to tribal headquarters. This year we made 2 direct assistance payments for each tribal citizens from our American Rescue Plan funding. To date, we have approved over 50,000 applications and have made more than $133 million in payments to citizens from this distribution. We learned from the experience of our CARES funding distribution last year and the first ARPA distribution on ways to improve our service. We listened to citizens and made choices available, such as payment methods and accessing online rather than the paper application process. And we expedited our processes considerably. The second direct assistance program was at 55% completion after 30 days, after taking weeks and months with prior distribution. The nation was able to respond to historic weather events earlier this year and was able to provide relief to some of our communities on the reservation that were left without water. While we are happy to be there for our communities, the event did indicate to us that we had to shore up some of our emergency response practices. We have done that, and through our collaborative work with FEMA, we now have the #1 tribal hazard mitigation plan in the country. We also have a joint venture with the City of Muscogee for a floodplain and the City of Okemah with the installation of a tornado siren. Several of the projects in our housing department are nearing completion, including addressing needs in elder and low-income housing, as well as providing housing for our homeless. Housing is also in the final stages of approval on a mortgage assistance program from federal relief funds and continues to administer the Emergency Rental Assistance Program to respond to COVID-related losses. This year we will begin construction on a public education facility and lecture hall that will be located on the College of the Muscogee Nation campus. We continue to grow in students, facilities, and curriculum at CMN, building on our accredited status, and will keep our forward progress there a priority. Our Veteran Affairs Office continue to seek out advancement in services and programs for our Muscogee veterans. Every year our Veterans Department honors our Muscogee veterans with commemorative signs along the highway and tribal headquarters marking their military service. They continue that effort this year, but we will also increase our output adding a Muscogee Riders group to provide motorcycle escort for veteran funerals and commemorative events. The Muscogee Riders group also developed a holiday toy run event, and that will be made an annual occurrence. Beginning this year, MCNVA will be hosting seminars and an extensive outreach to Creek veterans, a model that has never been done before. The office is also currently working towards becoming certified so they can work directly with the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. In November, a delegation of tribal government and ceremonial leaders traveled on a goodwill ambassadorial trip through Alabama to strengthen and reaffirm our ties to our original homelands and to continue our fight for the sacred sites that still remains there. We were able to make contact with the University of Alabama to clearly state our position on repatriation efforts, and we visited the city of Oxford in hopes of establishing a homecoming event in the near future. There was also a land acknowledgement ceremony at Emory University in Atlanta. We need a strong presence in the homelands, both for connection and protection. And this administration will continue the work that started with Chief Floyd's administration to make that a priority. As has always been the case in our modern government, all of our success and all of our decisions required a strong joint effort from the executive and legislative branches. I want to thank the National Council for their due diligence and vision in making sure all of these projects and goals that I have mentioned can come to fruition. I pledge with the Council to communicate and work alongside each of you for the betterment of our nation and its people. I want to close with this final thought. It's clear that all of the successes in our nation this year have not come at the expense of other Oklahomans, but to their betterment. When we expand healthcare options, Oklahomans benefit. When we open up tribal businesses, Oklahomans have more opportunities. Improve educational opportunities on the reservation benefits employers and communities all across the state. Since the state of Oklahoma grew up around our nation, our histories have been intertwined. And so too are our futures, particularly when it comes to public safety. The McGirt decision has paved the way for our nation to expand our law enforcement institution and mirror the shared successes we've had in other sectors. We have doubled the size of our police force. We have also doubled the numbers of cross-deputization agreements with other agencies in our reservation and established a mobile command unit to facilitate collaboration across jurisdiction. We have added prosecutors, judges, and investigators. All these things represent more, where before McGirt there was less. Many hands make light work, so adding tribal capacity means more safety, more security, and more opportunities, not just for the citizens of our nation, but for all Oklahomans. We have made much progress on this front of collaboration with many local officials. To these individuals, I offer our nation's gratitude as we look forward to a long and fruitful relationship. But to those who have refused to collaborate and instead sought to sow chaos, fear, and misunderstanding, I would extend yet another invitation to join us. It is not too late for us to begin anew. If you are willing to put your past rhetoric behind you, so are we. But if you choose to not work with us, let me be clear. We will not be deterred. The safety and security of our citizens are far too important. So with or without you, we will continue to act in concert with our neighbors to build a better tomorrow. No amount of fear-mongering or false rhetoric will obscure the reality that we are stronger and better together. The truth will ultimately be revealed and history will be your judge. Mado for your time. May God bless you and may God bless the great Muscogee Creek Nation.